Today, my friends, is a very sad day. I think I've given up on Jurassic Park / Jurassic World. I somehow held on to some hope after Fallen Kingdom, because despite its flaws, I still had a good time watching the movie. But this one, my friends, Jurassic World Dominion, I'm upset. I am rattled by this one. I've not even prepared a script for this one because I've only just seen it and it's all fresh in my memory. So the memories are all still fresh in my mind, ready for me to vomit them up for you. Before I go into the reasons why I found this movie to be such a big pile of crap, I'll give you a quick plot synopsis, which means that yes, I am going to spoil some things, but trust me, you really should not care. Because if you're a die-hard Jurassic Park fan like me, this story by comparison to the other films will mean absolutely nothing to you after you witness it yourself. So from the trailers, what I thought was going to happen was that we were going to have some individual survival stories from different humans. We had that teaser trailer of the Allosaurus, I think it was, in the trailer park, and we could see those families trying to survive, and it was quite scary and genuinely quite effective. And from that teaser trailer, I truly felt that we were going to go back to the traditional horror / action elements of the first Jurassic Park film, and I was quite excited. And the other trailer, which was the T-Rex going around the cinema complex, yes, it was dumb as hell, but I felt at least that we were going to have like another story of some other people trying to survive against the T-Rex. But nope, the movie doesn't do any of that. What we get instead is a kidnap story, and also a story about locusts. So basically, there's a new evil corporation called Biosys or some crap, and they genetically modify locusts to eat the crops of the opposing corporations, so that the only food left on Earth is the food provided by this one particular corporation. And the second this locust storyline came out, I was just baffled. I fell back into my seat. I just couldn't believe the movie would be so dumb that they truly believed that the idea of dinosaurs roaming in the wild, that wasn't interesting enough. That wasn't a cool enough idea to run with. I guess the idea of the military trying to take out dinosaurs while some individual packs of humans try to survive, that's just dumb. Let's instead have a story about gigantic locusts, because that's what we need. I'm just so upset. I'm so tired, guys. The kidnapping plotline I mentioned is that Maisie Lockwood, the young girl from the last film, she gets kidnapped because she has special DNA that this corporation wants to investigate. Yet again, they bring back Dr. Wu so he can study her DNA or some nonsense. And the reason why they want to study this DNA is mentioned in the movie, but it really just isn't important. I'm going to cover this in much more detail when the movie's available for streaming. You can bet your ass that I'm going to tear this movie to shreds. And I'm probably going to make the video a collection of all of the Jurassic Park films reviewed at the same time, so I very much look forward to making that video. So in the cinema, I wrote down a list of moments that really annoyed me, and I'm just going to read them off the page in the order that I wrote them. The first note is that this movie felt so shallow. I just didn't care about the dinosaurs. There were so many moments in this movie where the sight of dinosaurs was supposed to be special, like seeing this giant brachiosaur or whatever this one is. As an audience, I feel like we've got very used to the idea of seeing dinosaurs on screen, these supposedly deadly animals that you're supposed to fear. This movie just removes all of the fear. No one ever seems scared of the dinosaurs. The actors' facial expressions look scared, but they never do anything to actually try and get away from the dinosaurs in a convincing way. They just kind of stand around and wait for things to happen. I kid you not, there's a hilarious scene where these two Allosaurus are walking around the town square, and this guy on a little scooter just kind of like wanders through them. And he gets eaten. Like, just having a casual stroll through the town square on my scooter. What a lovely day. Oh, no, I'm dead. It was so funny. I just don't understand why he wasn't sprinting away in the opposite direction for his life. So ridiculous. The Velociraptors are basically just dogs now. If you remember how scary the Velociraptors were in the first movie, and you saw how tame and easily manipulated they are by humans now, they're just pathetic. They're really just a beta animal. I felt like at least in the first Jurassic World movie, they showed how unpredictable these raptors can be, where even though Owen has some control over them, they still have to be kept in cages because they're still deadly. But now the Raptor Blue lives next to the campsite where Owen, Maisie and the redhead lady's name, what's her name? Claire, that's it. They just live next door to them, living in harmony, like they're casual neighbours who wave to each other as they mow the lawn. The other major standout bugbear for me was this movie was afraid to kill off any character. I'm pretty certain in the whole movie we didn't see any blood. There was no gore whatsoever. The characters only sustained minor injuries. Maisie got a slight boo-boo on her cheek, and Dr. Wu's arm was in a sling at the end of the movie. Maybe he bashed his elbow a little bit, bless him. And you would think for this supposed final Jurassic World movie, in a world that's slowly becoming dominated by dinosaurs, you would have at least a few important characters sustain some sort of injury. And it's not even just about the dinosaurs. Owen and this new pilot lady character crash their plane into a frozen lake, and they both just get out the plane, dust off their clothes, with not a single sign of a scratch. And the same thing happens when all the characters are in this car that barrels over several times, and they just all get out with not even a blemish on their skin. It's like, why even bother? Why bother to crash the plane? Why bother to crash the car if there are literally no consequences to it happening? The only aspect of the movie I actually enjoyed was seeing a new variety of dinosaurs on screen, especially this one here, which I struggled to pronounce because of my speech impediment. It was genuinely quite an unsettling creature. I genuinely held on to hope that this dinosaur would be scary, which I guess it was for about a split second. Before it moved on, it didn't kill anyone, it didn't hurt anyone, it just walks away and who cares. And then we get the biggest joke of a dinosaur in this whole movie, which is described as being the apex predator, the Giga. The movie reminded you several times that this is the apex predator, and yet it doesn't kill a single goddamn thing. I'm not even kidding you. It fights a T-Rex, it fights a dinosaur I can't pronounce, and it doesn't kill them. In one particular frustrating scene, it had the human characters trapped into a corner, and it had several moments where it could have easily lunged forward and had itself a tasty snack. But because this is a Jurassic World movie, the dinosaur just decides to sit there for a second looking mean, giving our human characters enough time to come up with a stupid plan to escape. It was honestly the most infuriating thing ever. And there are so many moments like this in the movie that it would take me forever to list them off here. So just wait until the main video and you're going to get a full picture of my frustration. And that's all I've got to say for now. You're going to have to wait until the main video comes out to really appreciate just what an absolute train wreck this is. And unlike the plane wreck and the car wreck in this movie, there are casualties at the end of this. The casualty being my love for this franchise. It's in a coma and I'm ready to pull the plug.